Last month's explosive derailment of a CSX train in Lynchburg sent flames billowing into the air, oil spewing into the James, forcing the evacuation of part of that city.
That train was headed to Richmond and beyond, and with more highly flammable oil and other fuels passing through central Virginia than ever before, a Virginia senator is asking, are emergency crews ready to handle another accident? Melissa Hippolyte investigates. Melissa.
Steph, fire officials tell me that the railroad company inspects these tracks around Richmond twice a week. They say there have been some minor train derailments in this area in the past, but they say the probability of a large-scale train derailment is very, very unlikely. However, they say if it did happen, it would be catastrophic.
Occasionally you get what I like to call a squeaker. Yep.
Nate Culp is used to the rumble of trains passing through Shockoe Bottom.
Can't hear anything at all other than the trains coming by.
In fact, he's never really thought much about what they might be carrying.
I wasn't aware of that before.
What Culp didn't realize is between 4 and 6 trains a week pass through this area carrying a particularly combustible form of oil, the same oil carried by the trains that derailed in Lynchburg and Quebec.
It literally burned the downtown area down before they could get the fire under control.
If some of those train cars were to fall off the tracks here, local fire officials say the results could be devastating.
It would be like a large plane crash.
One of the biggest concerns with these trains as they come through the city of Richmond is that they're on these elevated tracks. So if one of the trains were to derail, inevitably some of the cars would fall to the ground and possibly cause an explosion. Consider this. Rick Ettinger with Chesterfield Fire says most localities are prepared to respond to an accident involving a truck carrying 9,000 gallons of oil. Well, just a single car on one of those oil trains carries 30,000 gallons of oil, and those trains can have up to 100 cars. Do you feel like you're prepared to handle something like this? Worst case scenario.
There aren't very many, if any, departments that have the capability to immediately respond to that.
Ettinger says that volume is why local fire departments need more resources and training.
We need some more comprehensive training, and we've had those discussions with the railroads.
If the worst case scenario were to happen and say 33 cars derailed in Shockoe Bottom during peak business hours, the impact could stretch to a half-mile radius, encompassing hundreds of thousands of people like Culp.
If something bad happened, I'd definitely be in trouble.
Now, the fire officials I spoke with said that they are in talks with the government as well as with these railroad companies to try to reroute these trains from coming into Richmond. They want to bring them around the exterior of Richmond, but that's still in the early stages of talks. Reporting live in Shockoe Bottom tonight, Melissa Hippolyte, CBS 6.